This morning, I have the privilege of sitting with one of the greatest individuals that Miami had produced, Mr. Garth Reeves. Mr. Garth Reeves has been an icon in this community. In fact, he is the Miami Times publisher, chief executive of the Miami Times. And he was born in Nassau, Bahamas, came to Miami when he was 4 years of age. His father, Harry Reeves, was a partner in the Magic Printing Company and the founder of the Miami Times. After his father's decease, Mr. Reeves became executive producer and publisher of the Miami Times back in 1970 until he retired. Mr. Reeves, let me ask you a question. Growing up in Miami, helping your father, Mr. Reeves, to promote the Miami Times in its infancy, what was your challenge that you had to overcome in making the Miami Times what it has become?
Well, I think we had a challenge from the beginning because my father started from scratch. He was a newspaper man in the Bahamas. He worked for the largest and oldest paper there, the Nassau Guardian. And when he moved here, he had to start all over again. And he associated himself with some friends from the Bahamas who encouraged him to start a newspaper. And he did in 1923. And we have been going now for some 96 years, and we never missed an issue. He was very proud of that designation of having published every week for 96 years.
Exactly.
And my challenge is to keep it going. And I've been doing that for so long until I retired and my daughter took over.
Rachel.
Yes.
Yes.
She's sick now and she's not unable to do it, but
Your grandson.
we're still going. We have a staff that they're kind of dedicated to the Miami Times, and they do a very good job.
Are you grooming your grandson to eventually take over?
He will possibly do that. I know there are several people interested in the Miami Times and keeping it going, and I want that to happen. I want it to go past 96 years.
Exactly.
And we are on our way, and if the Lord is good to us, as He always has been, we hope to be here another 96 years.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. Reed. How did you approach the competition of the Miami Herald and the Miami Daily News that are no longer in existence, being the fact that they were your competitor when you was trying to establish a foundation here in Miami? What did you do to compete with them?
Well, I didn't really. We formed like a partnership, and it was quite different because they were daily papers and we were just weekly. And it's a big difference in a weekly or a daily. And we kind of limited ourselves to doing it once a week while they had to do it every day. And we liked that. It gave us a sense of being here, going among the people in the community, making ourselves known, helping in the development of this community, which was at the time a growing metropolis.
Right.
We have not completed that yet because we had a lot of distractions, hurricanes, strikes,
Okay, exactly.
wars, 2 world wars,
Exactly, okay.
things like that, and we took part in all those.
But you have expanded beyond Miami
Oh yes,
in your
well,
circulation, haven't you?
yes, we always started our circulation range from Key West into Broward County,
Exactly, okay.
and we had loyal readers that wanted the Miami Times every week, and we gave it to them every week, and they were very happy in reading social news and the travels and the experiences of the people of this community.
Yes. When you was growing up in Miami, Mr. Reed, who did you have as a mentor or someone that you really admired and wanted to emulate?
Well, there were quite a few people in this town that I had a chance to contact and during the Miami Times interviews and publications like that. And most of the people, the leadership of the town, I was able to be among them, go with my dad a lot of places, and he was always a part of me, and he always liked to take me around with him.
Right.
And we had a great time. I enjoyed my father. He was a great man, and I just hope I can live up to the kind of man he was in this community and what he contributed to the community by the Miami Times and his work in the church and in the community.
Well, you know, I remember the time when I was a young kid. At that particular time, I think your father and your family was affiliated with the church on 3rd Avenue.
That's right. He was a founding member of
St. Agnes.
St. Agnes
Exactly.
Episcopal Church.
Episcopal Church, exactly.
Yes, and he started that church when we were on 8th Street and 3rd Avenue, and he became a member of that church, and he was ordained. It was I'm trying to think of the correct name for it, but he was a permanent deacon of the church. And he was assistant to the minister, who was Johnny Coleman at the time.
I was getting ready to say Reverend Coleman.
Yes,
Exactly.
They were very good friends.
We used to call him Foots.
That's right. Not in his presence.
Not in his presence, exactly.
But the choir boys and all the people around the church.
Well, all right, Mr. Reed, how did you deal with discrimination in Miami when you was growing up, and how did you was able to combat it as a young man and then growing into a manhood up until this moment?
It wasn't easy. My mother was very dominant in my life. She really gave me the wisdom, I believe, along with my father. And she kept me close by because I was the only son in the family.
Okay.
I had 4 sisters, and you can imagine what poor 4 girls.
Plus the mother.
I had a time with her, but my mother stuck by me, and she kept the girls in line, so I wouldn't be hampered by them.
Right.
But we enjoyed our home life, and we had a family of 8. My mother, my father, the 4 girls, and myself, and we had a cousin who lived with us, and she was assistant to one of my aunts,
Right.
who she was Florence Cooper,
Okay.
and she lived with us all our lives, and my dad loved her just as much as he loved any of his children,
Gotcha.
because he bought homes for all of us, every one of us, all of us had owned our own homes.
That's amazing. I didn't realize that.
Yes, he did, and he was the linchpin of that drive. But he believed in home ownership, and he wasn't satisfied until all of his girls and his son.
Right.
And he taught me so much about the business and the responsibilities of newspaper publisher, because I wanted to be a bit more radical than he was, but he kept me in line to let's slow down, son. Don't go too fast. But we had a great relationship because I respected him so. He taught me so much. And my mother was really the one who taught me about a funny thing that usually a man would do this for his son. But I was closer to my mother.
Okay.
And she was a well-read person, very quiet and reserved, but she certainly kept me in line. And I was very close to her.
So actually, your mother was your secret mentor.
Yes, she was. and she, every evening I remember during our early years, we would have dinner together at night. And after dinner, she'd have the girls clean up the kitchen and everything, and we'd go out to the front porch and sit in those rocking chairs.
Exactly, right.
And we would talk about the happenings during the day and the experiences. And I got more wisdom from her than from anything else.
Well, you know, Miami was a beautiful community. We were so close knit.
Yes, it was. Yes,
At that particular time.
And I knew all the people in town because I sold the Miami Times on the streets
Okay.
of Miami from the time I was a boy of 10.
So did I.
I started selling the Miami Times on the streets and continued until I finished college. And I stayed with the Miami Times. In fact, that's the only job over there that I had in my life.
Okay. Up until this moment.
My dad gave me the job when I finished college. And I thought, and my mother thought, that my dad had worked so hard and long. She thought that she knew I wanted to help my dad with
Right.
the paper, develop it. But she also understood that I had to get the proper education, and she pushed me along with was the education part. 'Cause you didn't have to push you on that. But I thought after I finished high school, I thought about dropping out of for the first year, helping my dad, and picking up second year, but she didn't have that. No, he wouldn't see that. And I went to college in 1936.
Florida Memorial. What these are called as Florida Mechanical.
Yeah, it was a when I went there, it was a college.
Right.
But when I left there, it was a
University.
Right.
Now, were you a top student in school?
I think
Were you a top student in school?
I held my own. I made the honor roll, and I was active. I was active in so many different things. I was not an athlete, but
Okay.
I was a cheerleader on the athletic teams.
Right.
And I traveled being a journalist. I traveled with
The football team,
football,
basketball, baseball.
baseball. I gained invaluable experience by going to the different universities and colleges throughout the country
Right.
with these teams, and I think that was the most enjoyable part of my career at the college. And I'm happy to say that this past year, the college gave me an honorary doctorate degree
Okay.
for my activities and my contribution. I've always thought it was my duty to support the college after I left there, and I did so. I sent them a lot of students, and I always helped in the athletic promotions, football games
Right.
in our community, things like that. And it was a joy. It was a joy to me because I really loved my school, and they were good to me, and I wanted to be good to them.
So actually, you finished high school at Booker T. Washington,
Yes.
and then you went to Florida
Well,
A&M University.
In college.
In college, exactly. Now,
Then later it came university. But I still am active to my college, university. And we still get along. I still visit them periodically, and I was happy that they honored me last year
okay.
during presenting me this honorary doctorate degree.
Right.
And it was very, very, very touching ceremony, and I was happy to get that honor. I thought it was great. It was the third honorary doctorate degree that I had
Received.
and I had gotten honorary degrees from my 3 local universities.
Okay.
Then up until that time, I had the University of Miami
Right.
and Barry University
Okay.
gave me honorary doctorate. Florida Memorial.
My alma mater.
My
Okay.
gave me an honorary doctorate, and it was very nice.
All right, Mr. Reeves, based on your accomplishment, what kind of advice would you give to the young people that is growing up in Miami to perhaps try to achieve their goals and try to make an impact on this community as well?
Well, I think the most important thing today about strivers, I call them strivers because you never really finish doing what you start to do unless you just stayed with it and followed through on it. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that lesson from Thurgood Marshall.
Okay.
When he visited my home and we were having a problem with playing golf at the publicly owned golf course.
And I think that was right behind
Yes.
the
That was with
the medical school. I mean,
it was during segregation. And segregation was the roughest thing.
that's fine.
Was the roughest part of my life because I was a little more fiery than my dad.
Okay.
And my mother was always trying to keep me calm because she knew I had what she called a quick mouth. And I would always speak up in these meetings that I'd attend. And mainly I wanted to be in on all the controversial subjects of the day.
Right.
And segregation of the races in public schools was the main one. And I was always speaking out against it. I think my greatest impact came when the governor appointed me as the first African American on the junior college. It was junior college then.
Right.
We're a full college now. But that was my job. And I served I served 6 terms on the college board.
Right.
Every 6 years, the governor had to name a person of color
Right.
to the board because the board was normally 5 people, and there had always been 5 white people, and I protested, and I encouraged the community to appoint a black person. And I was the one appointed by the governor.
Okay.
And I said 6. I think 6 times.
What an accomplishment.
As head of I was the only black on the board of trustees. And that gave me a chance to speak out among the community. And I did so very, very fluently.
Right.
And many times alone because my counterparts on the board were always angry with me because I had so many no votes that they were all passing everything that came across the board.
Right.
Well, naturally, it didn't affect them.
Exactly.
And the last thing they wanted was an integrated college. And we finally got it. And it's going very good now. We became the largest junior college in the country at one time.
I remember very vividly. Yes.
And then I had a big part to play in integration of the facilities, educational facilities, and more so the legal facilities. When Thurgood Marshall came to our city and we told him what a difficult time we were having in playing golf and using the beaches
Right.
of that they were furnished by the city, the county, and the state. And Thurgood Marshall said, what you have to do is stick to the guns and don't take no for an answer.
Exactly.
So that's that prompted us to go on, me especially, because that meeting was held at my home, and I was proud of that because we went to the golf course after that. We only played
It was one day a week.
one day a week.
It was on Wednesday or something like that? Or
That was Monday.
Monday, okay.
And that's the day they cleaned the course and watered the lawn.
Exactly, yes.
You know, all that. You trying to make a putt.
And that was right behind Jackson Memorial Hospital.
That's right. So this was, we took the best course they had. The Miami Springs was a very good course.
Exactly.
And we could only play one day a week, and that was the day I had to work, and I had to be on my job. I couldn't take time off to go play golf on Monday.
Right.
And I explained that, and I'll let nobody would listen to me, but we started suing the authorities. And we started with the local, and they turned us down at the municipal course.
Right.
Then we went to the state court.
Okay.
The state turned us down. Went to the district district turned us down. Went to the region. And they kept saying, no, you can't do this. This is for white people. You can only. So it ended up in the United States Supreme Court, and led by the Cosmopolitan Golf Association, which was the black golfers of Miami, and I was the president of the Cosmopolitan group.
Right.
And that was a landmark decision. It was the first time the Supreme Court had listened to a black group demanding that they act as the great Constitution of the United States of America said that no public facility, you couldn't charge them a fee and use it only for white.
Exactly.
We fought that, we won that. So I like those two decisions along with Brown versus the Board of Education. I was in that too.
Okay.
And we just said we became a thorn in their side. And my board said, Mr. Reeves, we understand your problem, but we think you are really hurt us a lot because we come up with the four votes to apply to okay a piece of legislation, and you were the only one who voted no. I said, well, with all due respect, I respect what you are doing, but I cannot go along with a vote that my government says I should have the right to, and a state court cannot overrule the national government in a matter of this importance. And in that way, we became the first black group in the country to win the right to play golf on any golf course we wanted to, at any day we wanted to.
Oh, fantastic.
And that was a big victory, and I'm most proud of that. For.
Well, Mr. Reed, let me say this. In all due respect, what Miami have become to be, Miami would not be what it is today if it wasn't for people like you and others that has followed in your footsteps. And I could venture to say that we have come a long way based on the efforts that you have put forth to make this community what it is. And I have benefited greatly from it because growing up in Miami and watching you as a great inspiration in this community, it sort of impelled me to become what I am today by becoming an entrepreneur and so forth. So we are grateful for all the things that you have contributed to this community, and we hope that you live to be another 99 years of age. We want to thank you so much, and I want to thank you for this privilege as well.
That's a great feather for my cap, because people would tell me all the times that we're with you, but a lot of times when it's time to show your face,
they disappear.
They listen to your plea. They were not there, and we just decided that we remember what Adam Clayton Powell said. Adam Clayton Powell, the Supreme Court, Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, right.
Thurgood said, "Don't give up so easily. Keep the fight going. When you lose in one court, you go to the next highest court." And that's what we did. We came out victorious. And it's changed the attitude in the community. But there are still a lot of work to be done in this community.
Precisely, I totally agree.
Yes, it's not right. And as long as something is not right, we should try to make it right. And that's what the Miami Times is all about. We'd like to push against the wheel sometimes.
Exactly.
Because you want to make change. You cannot accept second-class citizenship. That's right.
Well, Mr. Reeves, I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything that you have done thus far. And I hope the next time I come here, it'll be on your 100th birthday. Are you 100 at the moment, or are you just 99?
No, I'm a 400.
Oh my God! Okay. Forgive me.
I was 100 years old on February 12th.
It's February the 12th, exactly. I got it right here.
That's right.
Exactly, okay. Well.
And that's that was Abe Lincoln's birthday also.
Right, okay.
And I think he was a great man.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Reeve, and I appreciate your time that you have spent with me, okay?
Well, I appreciate you coming through.